Good morning, students. Today we'll start with animal tissues. Okay, animal tissues. You all know, children, that when we breathe, the chest moves. And why do this chest move? You all have studied that we have got muscle cells which contracts and relax. So the contraction and relaxation of muscle cells results in the movement. Then again you have studied that during breathing we inhale oxygen. Where do this oxygen go? The oxygen goes to the lungs and then it is transported to each and every cells through the blood. And why would cells need oxygen? This also you have studied. Why do cells need oxygen? Cells need oxygen because the oxygen is combined with the food to produce energy. Okay, that is the process of respiration. So then blood flows and blood carries so many things along with it. Okay, the nutrients, the various materials, along with that waste also. All this you have studied, children. Then, so you can see that blood and the muscles, they both are examples of types of tissue found in our body. So you can see they both are performing different functions. Blood carries all the things inside our body. Muscles are responsible for the movement. So they have got different functions. So these are kinds of animal tissues. Since they are found in our body, they are animal tissue. So now, children, although animals are a bunch of complicated tissues, we animals are made up of a bunch of complicated tissues, but basically they are divided into 4 types. Okay, what are the 4 types? Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and the nervous tissues. So when we study about animal tissues, we will study about all these 4 types of tissues one by one. So starting with the epithelial tissue. Now epithelial tissue, it is a thin packing. Okay, the epithelial tissue is a thin packing or a covering material. Now children, if you look yourself in the mirror, most of the things that you see in the mirror, you can just see yourself in the mirror. Okay, so whatever you see in the mirror is actually the epithelial tissue. Okay, so that is the skin, your lining of the mouth, your lining of the blood vessels, the lungs, the kidney tubules, they all are made up of epithelial tissue. So what are epithelial tissues exactly? They are the covering or the protective tissues in the animal's body. So they are called as the epithelial tissue. So just now, as I told you, they cover most of the organs and most of the cavities which is found within the body. So you can say that the epithelial tissue, it acts as a protective layer. Okay, they act as a protective layer because since they are the outermost covering of our body, they act as a protective layer. They do not allow every material to come inside and go out of the body. These epithelial tissues, the cells are tightly packed and they form a continuous sheet-like structure. Okay, and there is hardly any intercellular spaces between them. So anything entering or leaving the body has to cross at least one layer of epithelial tissue. Clear, children? So now epithelial tissue, they can be again classified. Okay, again there is classification of epithelial tissue based on, first of all, how do they look. Okay, based on how they look, and secondly the number of layers. Clear? It is based on how they look and the number of layers. Now, how they look. First we will come on to how they look. Okay, it's very, very simple. How they look. Now, how they look mean, they can be just like a line. Okay, they can be arranged like a line, like this. So, when they are arranged in a single line, what are they called? They are called as squamous epithelial tissue. Clear? When they are arranged in a single line, they are called as squamous epithelial tissue. Squamous is a very typical name. It is taken from the Latin word squama. Okay? It is taken from the Latin word squama, which means looking like scales. Scale ki tarah. So you can say, how does scales of fishes or scales of snakes, how do they look? They look like a simple layer, a simple line, a single line. Okay, so it is squamous. Then the second one is how they look. They can also look like cube shaped. Okay, they can look like cube shaped. And so as the name indicates, cube shaped means cuboidal. Cuboidal epithelial tissue, or they can be in the shape of cylinder. Okay, they can be in the shape of cylinders. So they are called as columnar. Since they are looking, it is the shape of cylinder, but they are looking like columns. So they can be called as columnar epithelial tissue. So see, you can see on the basis of the look. Okay, which looks like a single line, that is squamous. The ones which look like cubes, cuboidal, and the one which are cylindrical in shape or they look like columns, they are columnar. Clear, children? Now we come to the types of now we have seen epithelial tissues, the types. Okay, the types of epithelial tissue. Just now I told you what is the first kind of epithelial tissue. It is simple squamous epithelial tissue. Okay, what is the first kind of tissue? It is simple squamous epithelial tissue. Now just now I told you squamous means a single line. Okay, so squama I told you means scales of the skin. So in our skin also, this simple squamous epithelial tissues, they are very thin and flat. Okay, they are thin and they are flat and they form a very delicate line like this. They are thin and they are flat. Okay, they form a very thin line, or you can say a delicate lining. The esophagus and the lining of the mouth are covered with squamous, simple squamous. Okay, the esophagus and the lining of our mouth, they contain simple squamous epithelial tissue. Clear, children? Then the skin, you all know the skin. What does the skin do? The skin protects the body, and the skin is also made up of squamous epithelial tissues. But this skin, the tissues of skin, they are arranged in a layer, because children, you all know that skin, what does the skin do? The skin has to perform the function of protection. So the skin, even though it has you can say that it is a kind of squamous epithelial tissue only, but they are arranged in many layers so that it can prevent wear and tear. So since they are arranged in many layers, this is called as stratified squamous epithelium. Clear, children? So simple squamous epithelial tissue and squamous tissue is also of one more kind, that is stratified. Simple squamous means a thin flat layer like this. Okay, a thin flat layer. And stratified squamous means it is thin flat layer but it is arranged in a layer because it has to act as a protective layer. And what is the example? The example is skin. Skin contains stratified squamous epithelium. Clear, children? Then the next kind of, the second kind of epithelial tissue is the columnar. Okay, it is the columnar tissues, the columnar epithelium. The columnar epithelial tissue. Now these are, as the name indicates, I told you in the beginning, they are like columns. Okay, and just like columns, or you can say pillar like structures. So what do? They wherever absorption and secretion, okay children, wherever absorption and secretion takes place, these you can find columnar epithelial tissues. Okay, that is in our respiratory tract. You can find it in the respiratory tract. It is present, and in this respiratory tract there are this epithelial tissue, the columnar epithelial tissue. They also contains hair-like projections. Okay, they contain hair-like projections like this. For example, if this is columnar, they have got hair-like projections on this, especially in the respiratory tract. Okay, and now why it is so? It is because this hair-like structure, this is called as the cilia. This you have already studied. Animals also, paramecium and amoeba have got cilia in them. So this cilia can move. Movement is possible in this cilia, and because of this movement, it pushes the mucus forward. Okay, mucus is present. You all know that in our respiratory tract we have got mucus, and this mucus is moved by the cilia. Clear, children? And these are, and this type of epithelium, they are, and in the respiratory tract, the epithelium which contains cilia, they are called as ciliated epithelial tissue. Okay, ciliated epithelial tissue. And the final type of tissue, that is the third type of tissue, they are the cuboidal epithelium. Okay, as the name indicates, cuboidal means cube shape. And where are they found? They are found in the kidney tubules, and then they are also found in the salivary glands. Okay, they are found in the salivary glands. And what do? Cuboidal epithelium, they provide mechanical support. Okay, so they provide mechanical support to the organs, the kidney tubules or the salivary glands. Now sometimes what happens, children, some portion of the epithelial tissue folds inward, अंदर की तरफ मुड़ जाता है. Okay, and what happens is a gland type of structure is formed, and when a gland like structure is formed, they are called as glandular epithelium. Okay, glandular epithelium. So these are exceptional cases. जो glandular है, you don't find it everywhere. Only some part of the epithelium it folds inward, अंदर की ओर मुड़ जाता है and gland-like shape बना देता है. So they are called as glandular epithelium. So children, I hope that this much is clear to all of you. The rest will continue in the next video. Have a nice day.